I am Mufareh and I'm your friend. I am delighted to reconnect with you one more time. This time I may look a little tired and unwell. My eyes could be bad or look bad. It's because I'm tired and I feel unwell. Also, this session could be a little boring, unpleasant legal stuff. And it's because it's boring and unpleasant legal stuff. I had to do this. I need to set the record straight, and I hope this will not be as painful for you. I want to welcome everyone on this live Global Update number 2. First, let me thank you for joining us last week on the first Global Update. Your presence, energy, and support made an inspiring moment for us and for our unity. I thank you for that, and thank you for being here with us again. For those who are tuning in today, I want to especially thank you for your patience, your commitment, and your belief in our shared mission. Genuinely, your support has given us strength at times when things were not easy, when things were most difficult. That's what makes this more than a company. That's what makes this a movement. Today, we're here to talk about one specific case and topic, the SEC case resolution, and we just want to set the record straight, hopefully once and for all. Now, let me address an important matter that many of you have been waiting to hear about. Today, I am pleased to announce that we have reached a final settlement with the SEC's litigations and allegations. This allows us to put this litigation behind us and focus fully on what matters most, building, refining, and expanding our new vision. Now I know there have been distortions, misinformation, and malicious voices trying to cloud the truth. Let me be very clear today. We closed that chapter. The matter is closed. That's why we're happy with the outcome. In fact, a number of you submitted specific questions. I'd like to address them now, if you allow me, straight to the point. The case with the SEC was settled without us either admitting or denying the SEC's allegations. No admit, no deny. All right. Yes, I have agreed to pay a $4 million penalty personally, and in fact, I have already paid it. It's done. People have asked if I would be prevented from owning or running a new business or a different business or a business in general. The answer is no. It's that simple. And just to be very careful, the final judgment is out in the public, and you could read it. There are specific commitments that I am committed to. I'm happy to report one very important topic. Any charges against my wife were completely dismissed. Completely. Allow me to tell you why I thought settling this and finalizing this settlement and agreement was the best course of action. Obviously, the choices were not that easy. This has been truly painful and extraordinarily expensive. Yes, millions. A frustrating experience in every direction, for myself, for my family, and the distraction in the business. And you've probably suffered some of the symptoms. Like I said, I paid a $4 million penalty, and I spent millions more in attorneys to defend this case. And they did a phenomenal job. The choice I faced was to engage in a long, difficult, protracted legal battle with a very powerful government agency, or agree to settle in order to put this all behind us and move forward. Believe it or not, think of this. It was less painful to endure all of these past long months and years, all right, and pay out so many millions of dollars, than it would have been to continue to draw this even longer and delay us from our work, our mission, and our vision. Let me tell you where I got this strength to withstand these very difficult times. The fact is, I am no hero. I am not perfect, but I'm excellent. I'm kidding. This is Go Explore channel. Like, subscribe, share, and put on the notification for all future updates and developments. Now let's continue. It was because of you, actually. It was because all of you who are now watching and listening to my words. My faith in you and your loyalty to our shared dream was proven again and again and again for as long as this has taken us. It was proven recently when we did that survey, when so many of you responded a couple of weeks ago. Remember that? The response was staggering, well over 90%. Well, you've exceeded my most optimistic scenario and expectations. That's a fact. These are numbers. Numbers don't lie. And the results were crystal clear. The vast majority of you, almost all of you, are committed to stay in the course with us no matter the time frame, no matter how long it takes. This is mind-boggling, and I'm so determined to the new vision. That level of dedication inspires us every day and gives us the strength to keep moving forward in a positive way. We're looking forward. With today's update, we mark a new beginning, a new stage in our journey, a new phase, a new milestone. Absolutely. It wasn't easy to get here. However, I want you to understand that we will not and chose not to continue as ONPASSIVE. Understand that that vehicle is far broken. It still has outstanding issues and pending cases. It's not clear. That's why it was unwise, or we see that it's not wise, to keep fixing this vehicle. We're just going to focus on that dream. As I said, the vehicle I'm talking about ONPASSIVE is simply unable to take us to where we want to go. It's that simple. While I'm not going to discuss our next chapter or what we're going to do and what's ahead of us today, it's simply not the time. Let me say one thing. Our road ahead is filled with opportunity, and the best is not behind us. It's about to be revealed. Like I said, this might be boring for you. I'm not used to this. This is it. I just want to thank you for joining us today. Thank you to those who continue to believe in us, in this mission, in the dream. Together, we are much stronger. We are clearer, and we are moving forward without distraction. When you are purpose-driven and when you have an abundance mentality and a mindset, sometimes you have to give up something in order to move forward. What I call it is, give up to go up. It's a universal law. In order to place something new, you have to make space and room for it. We are committed to doing things right. We never had any intention to mislead or violate the laws. Obviously, we're committed to transparency and doing good. I want to thank our team at Latham & Watkins, who represented us to conclude this very difficult case. I believe strong leaders are not made for easy things. It was tough, but we fought for it. We fought all the way, and I'm happy with the outcome. I'm happy where we are, and even happier where we're going. I'm going to recap, not in the boring style. I'm going to do it Ash style, which is hopefully less boring. This is the bottom line. As we all understand, unfortunately, sometimes bad things happen to good people as well. Good leaders sometimes make mistakes. And the key is to not give up, not to quit on fighting for the dream. This is one of the many challenges. It's not the only challenge. The SEC case is one tough battle. However, we did what we had to do, and I believe also the SEC staff and employees did what they had to do. I've met some of them virtually, some in person actually, professional people. They did their job. I'm not sure if they're thrilled, but we could have a meal together. I don't have a problem. Our lawyers are incredible, and your support was definitely the backbone of our tenacity and our fight. So, thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. You're a part of this accomplishment and this conclusion. So, what does it mean? Paid $4 million and my personal obligation in terms of money, that's it. You might ask, are you allowed to run a business? I said yes, but let me explain to you in plain English how I understand it. Again, I don't want to make any mistake, but I'll stick to the judgment. It's very simple. I of course commit and pledge not to violate the Securities Exchange Commission regulations or the laws of the SEC or any laws. So yes, 100%, I'm committed to that, as should you. This is not unique to Ash Mufareh. The law is the law. We follow and abide. The second thing, let me clarify the notion about MLM. It's very clear. Any business model that entails people making money by recruiting others, if they make commissions, that's not a lawful model in general. I'm anti-money games in general. So yes, of course. Multi-level marketing, to be clear, in America, the United States of America, is not illegal, my understanding. Though I am not in any way interested in the business model, as we're not talking about a business or any vision currently. In general, I'm not sold on the concept, so this is clear. As I said, my wife was a relief defendant. That is dismissed. Beautiful news. And the other thing, an 8-year barring of what? Very specific. To be an officer or a director or on a board of directors of a publicly traded company. It's that simple. I'm not going to thrill you. I'm not even interested in that. So I am agreeing not to be on a board. I'm not saying I'm never going to do that. I don't know what the future holds, but we had to litigate this, debate it, and argue the term, but it is what it is. I am not going to be an officer or a director in a publicly traded company. So, does that mean I can run a private company or be on a board? Yes. So many of your questions were thinking about the future of ONPASSIVE. We don't want to get distracted. Past is past. This is where we stand. This case and the allegations are behind us. No admit, no deny. Am I committed to the dream? 100%. But we're not going to talk about that today. I don't want you to get mixed up. Where do we stand with ONPASSIVE? It is there. You're logging into the ONPASSIVE ecosystem. but we're choosing and deciding that vehicle is far broken. So it is wise to consider a different vehicle. It's that simple. With that, I want to thank you and congratulate you for making it throughout the most boring piece of ash, probably. That's all I have. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Be sure to stay tuned to the back office. More news is coming. Good announcements.